Hey, very good morning, traders. Tiago Andrade here. This is the trading cage, and here is where we beat the gold. How are you guys today? I hope that you are doing quite well. Let me just finish to set this thing up and make sure that we are all live. Where are we at? Oh, all right. It seems like we are all live and all ready to go. So, let's have a look at what gold has been doing for the past 24 hours. Hmm, okay. All right. So here on our daily chart, we can clearly see that yesterday, the candle from yesterday closed as a confirmation of pullback to the highs. So what we did when the market opened, we went long until the maximum high of the movement, which paid us straight away. That was really good. Right there. Not there. Here. What are you doing? Right there. Oh, my Fibonacci is not. Yeah. Cool. So price had an obligation of renewing these or breaking through um, these maximum high. Um, the market came here to the trigger candle 24, felt a bit of resistance in there, and then dropped back down. Okay, I hasn't been able to go over to that resistance point since it did that. Over here, if we get maximum high of candle 42 and the lowest point of candle 57, we will see that we are above 50% of this movement. Now, we want this price to close above this 50% today, simply because if it does that, then we are going to get price coming back up to these highs once again. So this was a very nice retraction here. Gave us some good movements, but if it does close above 50%, it will be confirming pullback to the highs of this structure. All right. Let's see what we have for support in here. So we have 50%, which is a very good support. We also have the maximum high of yesterday. Okay, so this is going to be support as well. And resistance, we have trigger candle 24 up ahead. So those are our support and our resistance for today. Okay, we don't need to mark up a hell of a lot in here simply because there's no need for it. One thing that price is doing is price has been working on these maximum high of the structure on the 5 minutes, the structure of candle 65. It tried to break through it, but it came back up. So this is also a very good support region, and we are going to mark it up in the lower time frames. Okay. Let us go over to our 1 hour candle. Okay, so on our 1 hour chart, we can see that price opened up here, came down to test, then did break through the maximum highs. And here we will say that we have this region of support. Now, where does that give us here? So this is pretty much our support for now. This is pretty much our support. We'll have a look at the 5 minutes, see how we can um, make sure that that's on the right spot. We've got a bit of pressure from sellers at the moment. And those 60 did manage to break through these two trigger candles here. So candle 61 is testing down now. But it should come to these trigger candles above to test. Oh, it did come to trigger candle 49 here. So it's in that region. If this price is not able to continue on its way up, it's going to have to come down here to grab this liquidity. And then it's possible that during the opening of the American market, that this price will jump back up and try to come the liquidity. It will try to grab the liquidity from up above, all right? So it is quite possible. We just gotta keep an eye out for this because on the 15 minutes, it was actually showing us that this price should be going up instead of down. But right now we've got a very big correction here from sellers. We are in the region of 50% of the day. Okay, so price is exactly at 50% of the day right now. And just above that structure to the left, let's see if it will manage to break through. We've got all these trigger candles here on the 15 minutes. The price is trying to break through it. While price is doing that, let me try this out. So we did get a correction around the 50% of the movement. And now price is confirming pullback to the minimals. Okay. All right. So this is pretty much what we have for the 1 hour chart. At the moment, price is a little bit consolidated in that region. But it's now pushing the price back down. Let's see what we have on the lower time frames. On the 15 minutes, we can see here how hard the sellers pushed the price through. So sellers are pushing this price down quite quickly to stop these guys. Let's see if this will be just a liquidity grab or if they're actually going to stop these guys and then bring the price back up. Okay, it's just breaking through 50% of the day right now. We still have a bit of pressure from buyers, but as we can see, price has been doing lower highs and lower lows. So we may see this price back here at the region of 50%. Okay, so they just renewed those minimals. Very big push here from the institutionals, okay? So these are just people, the institutionals trying to liquidate their positions. Let me have a look at something here. All right. So we've got support here in the region of 50% um, of our macro FIBO, okay? We have support also below. So we got support here at 4717. And we have, right now, we've got this resistance here since candle 58 just broke through that support. So all we got to do now is wait for the right movement for us to be able to buy. Let me just set up my other platforms here. All right, cool. So let's have a look what's happening now on our 5 minutes. On 5 minutes, we've got candle 174 coming back up to have a look at the resistance it just broke through. Candle 173 did break through trigger candle number 10, which is something that I had kept my eye on last night. I even told the students that this was actually a good stopping point. So if price did break through the resistance, the support, price would stop in there, and so it did. But right now, candle 173 did break through it. I'm gonna change the Fibonacci here, right there, simply because now I've got the 50% of these movement, and it came down quite a lot without actually giving any notice of that movement at all. The other thing that's a bit weird is that it came and grabbed a little bit of liquidity and then it's pushing the price right back up again. It may be just a liquidity grab, but it's not a very good one, to tell you the truth, simply because where it broke through here on the 15-minute chart, it didn't grab enough liquidity. Look at that. That's pretty much all it did. That's not a hell of a lot. Not enough for the price to bring it back up anyways. It's basically this here. Normally when it does a liquidity grab, it will actually come down quite a bit more. Right now it just got that and trying to correct the movement. Let's see how can the 174 will behave when it gets here to these trigger candles and around 50% of the day. If we do get a rejection of these 50% to come down and a confirmation of pullback to the minimals, we might be able to sell. Okay. All right, so candle 174 closed at 50% of the day. Candle 175 is trying to push the price back up. It is exactly at 50% of the movement of retraction, okay? So if we put our Fibonacci here at the highest point and then push it down here, we'll see that price is just above that 50%. So if we have a look at confluences, what we'll see is that price has come down a bit here on the 5 minutes. So we have a sort of a downtrend, and then price was trying to correct it. So it started making higher highs and higher lows, but then it gets pushed down for a liquidity grab. Now, at the moment, price is just above 50% of that movement and above 50% of the day. But this could just be a test of this resistance point, which was the support before. So it's not a really good place to buy right now. I do not believe that it grabbed enough liquidity to be able to push this price back up. But we can't just buy in there in that region just now. Not enough confluences to say that it should pay. All right. If you guys got any questions, just write down on the chat, okay? And I will do my best to answer all of you guys. While I'm waiting for the market to resolve what it needs to do, let me have a look at a couple other things. So and the American dollar had such a big drop. What's happening right now? It had a huge drop. We got this is really weird. Open up with a huge gap today. Okay, so candle 175 is still pushing up into our resistance point. Now you can see here at 1 minute prices breaking through, but not with enough force as it had before coming down. Let's see if 176 tests down. Thinking about going long here, but I'm not gonna go long here. I'll leave it. We're just below that support. There's a lot of trigger candles should have left. This price may be corrected here, but the stop is too huge. So we are talking pretty much almost 3,000 points. So it's not worth my stop, and I have nowhere to hide my stop below. I was thinking about putting it behind 50% here, but this trigger candle is not strong enough to hold it. So if it's not strong enough, leave it alone. We had a massive gap here in Brazil with dollar against our real, and we also have a big gap with our evolve indexed. So we're talking about a lot of points. Basically, evolve opened up with 4,000 points of gap, which is a huge gap. It's not something that you see very often. You don't see that often at all. Well, let's see how market will play up today. So candle 176, trying to break through the trigger candles here to the left. Let's see if it will be able to break through all these trigger candles here. Okay, so all of these is the barrier of the price at the moment. If it does manage to break through that, we should see price breaking through this one as well. So we can see that we had a very big push from institutionals here, and right now the price is correcting itself. If we had somewhere to hide our stop, we would have gotten in that trade as well, but there was no support for me to hide my stop. If I had made a pullback around here, it would be good because then I could hide my stop behind a pullback. But as it went just straight up, it didn't allow me to do so. All right, so candle 176 closed, breaking through the highs of candle 175. Candle 177 is testing down at the moment. Price has reached the trigger candle 57 on the 15 minutes. So that's one of the last barriers of price that we have in this region. If price does manage to break through all of these, it should be coming up, at least to the next um, structure. So let's see if it's gonna give us, if it's gonna allow us to actually get into that trade. So 177 made a pullback here on the 1 minute. Let's confirm pullback on the 1 minute to this movement here. Okay, let's see if it renews the maximum high of it. Hasn't renewed maximum high of candle 179 yet. Price got lost a bit of the liquidity head in that movement just before. All right, nothing to do at the moment. Nothing to do at the moment, so we're just waiting. All right. Just waiting for the chart to show us some good options of trades. If it doesn't give us any, that's total fine. We can wait until later on the opening of the American market. All right, so candles 177 made a pullback, 178 is coming back up. Let's see how this thing will behave. All right, let's see how if 178 will actually break through all of those. Price is really, really low at the moment. It doesn't show me a lot of volatility, okay? Just reached that trigger candle here at 5 minutes. Felt the price a little bit. Now, if this price closes above this region here, then we would get some really good buys in here, okay? Okay, so felt the trigger candle in there. Price is being pushed down at the moment. As we can see here, you see the size of the candles of the 1 minute in relation to the size of the candles, the buying candles against the seller candles. We can see that we have a lot more pressure from sellers than from buyers at the moment. So we had a rejection of the trigger candle here at the Okay, so we're above support at the moment. All right, the market without volatility at all at the moment, so it doesn't really give us some good trading options. Okay, on the 5 minutes, price did reach the trigger candle here. It has confirmed the pullback to the highs here on the 1 minute. Oh, actually, it hasn't. No, no, it hasn't. Sorry, hasn't confirmed the pullback yet, but it has reached that trigger candle and the maximum highs. I'm still waiting to see if the market will actually pay these maximum high once again, break through these trigger candles. If it does, it will have to come back and stop these guys, grab that liquidity and accelerate up. Okay. But at the moment, in the 15 minutes here, if it can't break through that trigger candle, it's going to have to come down once again. All right, guys. So we've got here, we've got another 6 minutes to go of our live. Um, I do have to go trade with my other students at 10 o'clock. So there we go. Candle 179 is trying to push through that trigger candle once again. If it does manage to do that, we should see this price coming up this height, okay? This high movement here. What I'll leave you is I'm gonna leave you guys with the analysis of what we expect. Now, if price does break through this, um, we expect a pullback and makes a pullback, we can actually buy going high, okay? Why do we need a pullback? Because we need somewhere to hide our stop. At the moment, if we don't have anywhere to hide our stop, we may be stopped for no reason. So let's wait for it. And also, where would I sell? I'm not looking at going short today, okay? Really not looking into it. But if the market comes down below this 50% once again, break through this trigger candle here, then we have some good options of going short, okay? Where is it? Oh, hang on, this didn't work. Forgot to click. So if it comes here, we would be looking at some good options of going low. We can come as down as the support that we have here at 4717, okay? But at the moment, we are still above 50% of the day. So I'm still seeing these market um, going up, okay? Can't see it coming down just yet, even though it lost a little bit of its frequency here and volatility, okay? So we had good volatility down here, but now we don't anymore, so we better wait to see if it's gonna actually stop these guys. because what it might do is it might not be able to continue that movement up and then round the stop up and then come back to stop these low once again, as it has done over and over again. So it has rounded up, came, stopped these guys, then went over to 50%, corrected at 50%, came down, stopped these guys, and then push it back down, stop these guys once again, then generate liquidity here, came, stopped everybody. Now it went back to the maximum high of the movement. It doesn't, as I said before, it didn't feel to me like it would have got enough liquidity from this stop here to continue all the way up. But let's see, okay? I don't want to be buying before it actually breaks through those trigger candles and stop these guys here. And I don't really want to sell before I see it breaking through all those supports. All right? So keep an eye out for this. Um, be patient, okay? The market, we have some very big movements in certain areas, but all of a sudden market goes really slow and loses a lot of the volatility it has. So um, we may get into traps from the institutionals. All right, guys, thank you very much for today. This has been the trading cage, and this is where we beat the gold every single day. Just be careful out there. Um, the market is a bit chaotic this past few days, but it has also been awesome and has given us some very great opportunities. All right. Thank you very much. I'll catch you soon, and we will see you tomorrow once again. Have a great day.